Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. What we got today is an Oscar Schmidt Delta Blues semi-hollow body. Picked this up on eBay for a little over 50 bucks without the bridge, without the tailpiece, without the pickups. All we got was the body and the neck and the tuners. Set of Grover 18-1 is what it says. Plastic nut. I've done already leveled the frets and yeah, very bad frets on this thing. I mean, the neck straight, but the frets were awful. Could be part of the reason this guitar was scrapped. Another common reason these guitars get scrapped is somebody decides they're going to upgrade the electronics. Well, there's no access plate on the back. The only way to get to everything is through here. So it's not necessarily for the faint of heart. But anyway, I'm going to attempt to show you what we're going to do on this thing to put this back in. This could be a long video. I don't want to fast forward stuff. You can't learn how to do stuff watching somebody or they come back to it. Now that I've got this in, we're going to try to do this. So there may be a part two. I'd rather have two videos as to have one just cut up to where you really don't see what's going on. Now, something on these is you have to ground your bridge strings. Where that works on most of these is through your tailpiece insert hole. There's a wire that goes through there that grounds to the pot. This one is completely gone. I did find the hole there, which I assumed was where it would be. It'll either be here or under your bridge post, but most of the time it'll be there. So we've got a fisher wire in there. Okay, what we're going to do, I've got, I already had laying around a tailpiece, a bridge, the hard, your adjuster screws, tailpiece screws. Had a couple of pickup covers laying around. Couldn't find the pickup surround screws. Had to order those. And while I was at it, I ordered two Nashville Vintage Retrotron GFS pickups with the Kwikplug connection system. So I've used those quite a bit, but only wiring them in direct. Let me get one out. I think I've already got one that I've opened. That looks like this on the back. You got a little plug right there that unplugs out of the back of the pickup. So you can change pickups to other GFS Kwikplug system pickups just by unplugging that and change out the pickup, plug it back in, you're good to go. That's the front of the pickup. So since I did that, I was going to order just the premium wiring kit, which is unavailable right now. So what I did is I ordered the Kwikplug system, which I have never done before. And I know I've got a mess here that you're not going to understand. But these come with the plugs already on it for the pickup. It's a solderless system. They do furnish a little clip, for the ground wire, a little connector, which is not good. So I just cut the ground off. We're going to run a new ground and solder it to the back of the pot. Your switch cord comes with another connector, and it plugs into the back of the pot. So you can run your wire, all that. Okay, and then all these yellow strings, if they show up, that's what we're gonna use to get this stuff put in. And what I did, and I've done before, and it probably won't work now that I'm doing it on camera, but I run a string through the slot on the pickup and then take some heat shrink and shrink down on top of that. And then on the other end of the string, I have a loop. So we can hook our loop with our little wire here with a hook on it. We'll be able to hook our string, run it up through the hole to line to pull our pot up, get our nut washer, everything down on it. So that's where we're at with that. And if I hadn't made a terrible mistake and put that on before I took the nuts off, which is just going to be a little aggravating, but anyway, we'll get to that. But that's what we're going to try to do. The first thing I'm going to try to do is get this wire ran where it needs to go, for the pickup. And that's probably going to be the hard for the pickup, for the switch. That's probably going to be the most aggravating part, is trying to get that wire to come up and come through the hole. And I may have to hook a string to it to get it to come up through there, because it's going to be hitting everything possible. So I'm going to try to see what I can do with it. That's, like I say, that's going to be the hardest part of the whole thing, I hope. All right. If this whole job's that good, we'll be right. Okay, that's got that run in there. The next thing to do is we've got to run our, without getting this twisted together, we've got to try to run our string up here, get our switch put in. And that's probably, like I say, going to be the toughest part of the whole job. And this is not the wire I usually use. And I ain't taped up the guitar. This guitar's beat up. It ain't gonna hurt to have a few more scratches on it. Okay. If that don't come untied, we'll get it to go. This is gonna be the hardest part, I think. And I think I didn't take or did I take a nut off of it? That'd be a trip. Start messing up already. Nope. That would have been great. That would have been great. Always take this off first, folks. That makes it easier. Now I gotta run my string all the way back through. These deals are never easy. And this don't come untied. These deals are never easy. And I may pause through some of this just because it's going to be slow and monotonous. I keep making mistakes. Maybe even that much longer. Alright, now let's go for round 2. And I did check to make sure this thing was the right size. I'm going to try to get it turned the right direction. Did stick it in from the top, but it don't seem to go in from the bottom. I think my string kind of has it right there. Just the thickness of that string. There we go. Now we don't want our string to come off now. Okay, we'll adjust our switch to the right orientation. We can do that without the string. Okay, so there's the switch in. Like I say, we got to get it. It ain't far off. We can adjust that. Okay, we got our wire run. And it goes through here. Really shoddy routing on this guitar. Just really not very quality routing. And this goes down through here. And back up through here. And hopefully there's going to be room in that small hole for all these big wires to go through. If not, then we may have to do something else. They've actually routed plumb through the side over here. I could run the net pickup wire through there into here if all this doesn't fit, rather than drilling a hole out bigger, having to pull everything out. So that's that. Okay. Next in our mess of strings and wires, somehow get all this stuff straight. That's our string we hopefully don't need. Get this stuff laid out, untangled. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and tackle the output jack. What I'm using is a part of a plug in, like your output jack plug. That's what the little cables they give you when you buy a cheap guitar and you get the little cable. That's what they're good for, is to make tools. So what we're going to do is put that in the jack like that. Then we're going to try to attempt to run our wire up through here and get a hold of our string. Fish it through the hole. And I did take this, yes, I did take the nut off that one. Do the same mistake twice. Okay, we're going to see if we can get this to go through here. That may be the see what I'm doing or not. Let me get pliers on a hold of this. Just kind of make it easy. And I did check to make sure this was long enough as well. Okay. Our string out of the way. Hopefully. I'm afraid our jack has come off. Yeah, our jack came off. Okay. Try it again. I think this is keeping us from doing what we need to do. Right there's our problem. Let me try to trim that off without losing our string. Oh, our string came off. All right, let me redo my string and I'll be back. Okay, I cheated. I didn't let you see that. What I ended up doing, I thought, let me just try something. So I just ran my wire up, ran it through the jack, hooked the jack, and believe it or not, was able to pull the jack through without using the string. So, little tool for another day. Sometimes you don't have that luxury that you can reach all the way up. So that's that. Okay. Now then, to get the right pot in the right spot. Okay, we probably want to do our pickups next. Which means we got to do... Let me get them put in the surrounds. Nobody needs to see me struggle with that. Let me get them ready to go in, and then we'll go from there. All right. Back again. Got the pickups put in the the surrounds put on the pickups. And I've run the wires up through to the pickups. Got the neck pickup hooked up. I just wrapped a piece of tape around the string to run the bridge wire up through it. So all that's done. Simply now you just connect your little wire. Make sure you get it all the way in. If they're not all the way in, you'll just have one side of the coil working, one coil working instead of both. So that's that. Next, same way, make sure that that's all the way in. And I ran this through here because there was no way to get all three of them without enlarging that hole. And since they done such a shoddy routing job, then, you know, I'm just going to have a lot of wires somehow. I'm going to have to try to hide somehow, but hadn't got to that point yet. But an advantage to these things is when you buy them with this kit, you don't need these that come with it, the leads that come with it. Therefore, you can use these in another guitar and use the GFS Kwikplug system. You know, as long as it's GFS pickups, you can use these plugs, you know, with whatever guitar. So you don't have to buy the pots, the whole thing. You can just wire this in solder this in on the other end. So that's an advantage to that. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to go ahead and run the ground wire. Run it through, so we solder it to the back of the pot. And that's a look at my little, just a little piece of wire. It's a little thicker, a little harder than what I normally use, but it seemed not very flexible, but I couldn't find the one that I normally use. So I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and I could go ahead and put that in and then trim off of this end. We'll make sure we get that strip back plenty good where there's plenty of wire there. Fix it kind of like that. Nope. Too hard. Okay, I'm going to fix this and then I'll back. I don't want to get this thing too long. Okay, now I went ahead, got our pickup surrounds, got our pickups bolted down. We know all that's good. So now I fed the strings through the holes. This one is actually easier than some because some guitars, they're way down. These are relatively easy. They're actually close enough, these first two, you can kind of work with your hand or your fingers some. But we're gonna go ahead and try to feed some of this in here without causing too much of a problem. Without getting twisted up. I'm afraid that's where I'm headed. This needs to go first, that next. Maybe I can go ahead and get this. I don't want to end up having everything twisted up. And I'm afraid that's where I'm at. Twisted somehow, some way. There's a wire. It's keeping it from coming over. I think it's the ground wire that I ran. the ground wire that I ran was a little stiff. It's got it turned. Let me remove it. Let me move this ground wire around. All right, I'm slowly coming along. Keep rewrapping, rerouting. But we're down to the last one, and it's save the easiest one for last, I hope. Can only hope. I actually can reach it with my hand. Still got some bars under it. There we go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take a chance that I don't drop something now. Yeah, I know I'm using adjustable wrench. I don't know where the proper one is. This one, I think I've got a wire hung under it, around it somehow. I'll try to get it freed up. There we go. Let's see, it may be cross-threaded. Like I say, I'd take more care about the finish and about beat and bang around. This thing may not show it, but it's been well used and abused. Okay. Alright. Let me plug in the amp or turn the amp on. Let's make sure we're making noise. Okay, we should be on the neck. Okay, all's good. Alrighty, that's about all I got time for today. Well, I do have time to peel the plastic off the pickups. Everybody get a good look at them. We got knobs, we got bridge, we got all that. So in the next exciting episode, we will put all that on and see what it sounds like. So that's 30 minutes. Hope it wasn't too boring. Tried to do the best I can. Got tangled up a little bit. Had to work some things out. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short as possible. Guys, I appreciate everybody subscribing. If you hadn't, please do. I want to get to that 1,000 subscribers just because, you know, I put a lot of work in these videos, and I'd kind of like to at least, you know, be there to a point. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. Till the next time, see you.